Good morning. I'm on the road. I'm about a half hour late. It's pretty close to 8:30, but I'm headed down to possibly buy something and hopefully pick up something that I already bought. So I'm headed down home to do that. One pertains to the farm, one kind of pertains to my job status, I guess. So stay tuned, see what they are. Howdy. As you can see, it's still winter and I'm not in a vehicle. So I kind of ended off, I said I was going to pick up a couple things and potentially buy something. I didn't do that. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story about Facebook Marketplace. The world is full of scammers. And I left home at about, I don't know, 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. Today is Friday, so last Saturday. I left home about 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. I got on the way I was headed down to Fargo with my father-in-law's car trailer. I'll just tell you, I was gonna go look at a pickup. I headed on the way down there, and I got about half hour down the road, and I left home, and Kayla had said you should get his full name, address, and a picture of the title to make sure this is all legit. So I asked him, and I got another half hour down the road, no response. So we kind of started digging, Googled the guy, didn't come up, looked at his buyer reviews, and his buyer reviews were horrible, absolutely horrendous. Like, sold me a vehicle, it didn't match the description, awful attitude, very mean, stuff like that. So I pulled over on the side of the road about 45 minutes away from home, and I sent him a message and said, I'll pass. Done. Nope, I don't want it. I turned around and I headed home. It was not 5 minutes. I kid you not. It was not 5 minutes. I deleted the message. He found me and messaged me back and said, hey. And then on another message, what happened? And I just said, looking closer at the pictures, and I saw rust on the fenders and decided I didn't want it. Seemed sketchy. Guy said he owned it since 2017, had no issues. I started to really not trust that. So he sent me a closer picture of the fenders, and I said, this rust? Yep, that rust. Needed tires too. Tires were bald. And he said something along the lines of, you'll have to get a 2025 to get no rust or something like that. So I just ignored it and moved on. But buyer beware. We always do our research on the seller before we take off down the road. And we just failed that one time, and it cost me about an hour and a half of driving and about a quarter tank of fuel. So I'm really thankful that we caught it. I was just made me nervous. So just in this world, buyer beware. So with that being said, I bought a pickup because I got it's not necessarily a different job. It's the same job I was doing. It's just a different company. And I no longer have the company pickup with the last employer I was at. Obviously, I'm not there anymore, so they took their pickup back. It's snowing again. Nice. So I bought a pickup. It's one that you've probably seen before. And I'm going to go down home tonight. I'll show you the pickup, and I've got a couple things I gotta go pick up. One is in Kindred, North Dakota, and the other is in Crookston, Minnesota. So a couple auction purchases, so you'll get to see that. And I will probably update you when I'm on my way, because I'm going to go to Kindred first and get that piece, because I know I can pull it with the pickup. And then I might have to use a tractor to go get the other piece. The guy finally called me back today and told me a couple things. I was like, I don't know if I can do that with a pickup. So we're going to find out. Not a big deal. The one in Crookston is 45 miles away from the farm. I think what I'll do is use the 8300, take that up there, because I know I put the duals back on and then I didn't use it again after that, so I was a little concerned about lug nuts being torqued down properly. My torque wrench didn't go to the torque spec, or didn't go up to the torque spec that was required for those duals. So I was just kind of running off of a 1/2-inch impact, thinking that maybe it would get tight enough, but started thinking, oh, maybe that'd be a good idea. It can stretch its legs a little bit, get to Crookston, pick up the piece, and come back. But we'll see. I'll update you when we get there. So be sure to stay tuned. We're getting some new equipment. I think I'm going to do the pickup and one of the pieces in one video, and then I'm going to start a second video for the other piece, since it's going to be a little trickier. And that should get us to spring preparation. So buying the first piece of equipment that I bought requires it just added a whole new pile of work, probably a good day or two of work to my table. So we'll see you. I'm not going to record anymore today. I'm just going to drive down to the farm, and it'll all be in the dark. Stay at my grandfather's house. And it's really cool. There's a basement kind of living area. It's really, really neat. But I'm going to do that, and then I will get back to you tomorrow morning. Sound good? Good. See you tomorrow. All right. It's about 11 o'clock at night, and I made it to the farm at least. Oh man, my voice cracked really bad there. I made it to the farm at least anyway. But I got a couple things I wanted to do here tonight. I got to get a receiver hitch for my pickup for tomorrow. And I would like to, I don't know how necessary it is, I guess, but I was going to plug in my four-wheel drive tractor. But it looks like, I'm surprised he got that to open himself. That hood weighs a ton, absolute ton. Anyway, I mentioned that I got a new pickup, or new to me pickup, since new job and all that anything, but there she is. The red Ford. This is actually, forgive how dirty it is. Grandpa took it to a tax meeting, I believe. But this is actually my grandma's old pickup. It's really nice, really rust-free, and has like 60,000 miles on it. But after that whole ordeal with trying to go down and look at that pickup in Fargo and that turning into kind of a sketchy deal, I called Grandpa because he had mentioned wanting to sell this one, and I asked him how much he wanted. He told me, and we agreed on a price, and that's what we're forking over for it. So it's got a 5.4 liter V8. I have had one of those in the past, way before the YouTube channel ever happened. I had a red Ford. It was a 2003, so it was 7 years older. This one is a 2010. And mine was a 4-door. That's the only thing I don't like, is the extended cab, but I can live with that. I know the pickup. They've had it since it was brand new, so I can live with the extended cab since knowing the pickup. We're gonna put the farm stickers on it, of course, and put a Legend Seed sticker on the back window with my name and number, because advertising. And when I pull into driveways, don't want it to just be like this weird thing, I guess. Like to get a tonneau cover because we like to throw bags and boxes and stuff in the box. But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty well perfect condition pickup. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I really like this pickup. I've been very problem free, but that's my new pickup. So that's kind of piece number one that we purchased. The other two, you'll have to wait and see. I'm taking off at about 7-8 o'clock tomorrow morning to go get the first piece, bring it back here, and then so the first piece is in Kindred, North Dakota. The second piece is in Crookston, Minnesota. So we're gonna go pick up my piece of equipment. I almost said what it was. And, ooh, that looks bumpy. And then we'll head home with that. And, oh, my father is there today. I'll head home with that, and then I will turn and burn and go get my second piece of equipment. The first one, my hope is it's gonna be easy. Easy pull, easy hookup. The second one is gonna be a little on the tricky side. It's kind of back heavy. So hooking up, the owner said it'll be a trick, but it can be done. So we're gonna give it a try. Well, we made it. Ta-da! I'm in the middle of nowhere, but this is my new to me crumbler. Okay, let me put some gloves on. It's not cold, but it's cold. Everything looks good. There's a spacer in here, that's good. Everything seems to wheel pretty free and loose. Looks like it sunk down in the mud a little bit, but man, as far as... yeah, that one might need a little... oh, no, that's fine. There's a little twist in this here, but that's not a big deal. We can always hammer that out. These are kind of older pieces, so they're bound to have some wear and tear. Let's see, probably grease. I'll probably get hooked up, and then I'll probably grease the tires, and then we'll take off down the road. Try and make it home without any problems, I really hope. Hit the trail. Don't bring an empty grease gun to something that might require grease. Which is funny, ironic. Grandpa said this morning before I left, don't forget a grease gun. Well, I remembered the grease guns. I have two grease guns and they're both empty. Isn't that funny? Not really, but it is. It'll be okay. We will get out and check. I gotta figure out which way I'm going first. So we're going back to I'm not gonna say that. I almost spit out the farm address. I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to go that way. I gotta build a rear hitch for my cultivator. I've been doing a lot of researching, and I think I have a pretty good idea of this road is not nice, but I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do. I just have to measure and figure out how much steel I want and if it's truly going to work. Basically going off of a cultivator I saw for sale identical to mine with a custom rear hitch on it. So we're trying to figure that out. Yeah, so I figured between steel, the crumbler, and hydraulic hoses, and then just some general materials, I figure I'll probably be in it at a solid 8,500 bucks, which is much cheaper than purchasing a new cultivator with a rolling basket on the back. I was kind of dabbling in looking at new cultivators, and I don't know, I didn't really want to spend, you know, for what I was looking for, I was looking at 20 grand for just the cultivator. Because everything else is like I have a John Deere 960, everything else is like 960, 980, and 980 is okay, it's just one model up, and they're hard to find in the size that I want. I'd like a 38.5 foot, kind of hard to find. But anyway, it is in my future purchases to get a new cultivator with an already mounted rear hitch. I just don't want to spend that money right now, and mine does the job. It's a tillage tool, and it does what a tillage tool does. Honestly, that's kind of my opinion of tillage tools. Why spend a whole pile of money on them? Unless it's a new tillage tool and they don't have older versions. I was kind of looking at a what was it called? McFarlane or something or other. I was looking at getting a reel disc, and after I bought this and after I bought the second piece of equipment, one came for sale for like 15 grand a few hours away from home, and I was really kicking myself because I kind of wanted that, but I don't know, no one's ever really used one of those in our area to know what really they do, but it's kind of a fall spring tillage tool where a cultivator is just a spring. But I will update you when we get back to the farm, and we will go take a look at the cultivator. I will kind of lay out what I'm wanting to do, and I'll walk around this thing a little bit better. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's a basket that rolls, it mashes dirt clumps, picks up rocks and jams them in between the bars, but that's no biggie, right? So anyway, I will see you at the farm. I'm gonna get these confused when I'm editing. You watch, because now I realized I forgot to film an outro for the video that I brought this home. So here I am filming an outro, and then after this outro I will film an outro for the video I just finished. I'm a mess. I am a mess. So this is it. Came with a new jack. It's really straight, really good shape. There's no welds, there's no real dings, dents other than paint and stickers. The baskets all move real free. It's got a mismatched cylinder, but that's okay, we can work with that. Greasable bearings, it's all greasable. The tires could use some work. The only flaw that I found is that, and that's not a huge deal, all it's got to do is lift these wheels up so this can go down. Grandpa thinks what happened is they probably had it pinned. There's supposed to be a bar between this and that, and he thinks they might have had it pinned and tried pushing on it, and that clearly didn't work. But other than that, it's a real straight unit. It is a round bar unit, so it's got round bars instead of the flat stock, and that's what I wanted. It's exactly what I wanted. I wanted a John Deere, but you know the price difference between a John Deere and this? It's stupid. Anyway, neighbors going by, I gotta put the camera down. I have to put the camera down for fear of looking stupid to my neighbors. Hi, Mike. But that's what she is. I don't know the year. I don't even know where the serial number is. All I know is it's a DMI crumbler. You know how I know it's a DMI? Because it's blue. And that's what the listing said. I don't know. That was I'm done being funny for the day. But everything is real nice on it. I mean, I'm really happy with this purchase. I think it's gonna suit me well. It's this, how this spring is shaping up, it's really looking like I'm either gonna need it and love it, or need it and hate it. But regardless, I'm gonna need it. Because look, my battery died, so we're gonna finish this up. So I don't know if you can see it, but look at, you can see kinda, I can see there's a lot of lumps out there, and I need a way to deal with those, and I feel like this is the solution. My biggest dilemma, and it's not the fact that my cultivator doesn't have a hitch and I have to build one and I have to buy all the materials and hoses, it's the fact that this is 40 feet wide. You want to guess how wide my cultivator is? 41. You think I could find a 41.5 or 42 foot crumbler? No, I could not. So this is what I'm left with, 40 feet. I was talking to Grandpa about it, and he said, well, you could always take a shank off each side of the cultivator. That would bring it down a foot, and it'd probably be fine. So we'll see. But for now, I'm gonna head home. I'm gonna head up north. I'm gonna eat a quesadilla. I'm gonna watch the season finale of 1923. I might even watch Farmer Wants a Wife. We'll see what we're in the mood for. So, in the meantime, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video, which I finished 10 minutes ago, but now I'm finishing this video, so you'll see me in the next one. Anyway, have a good night.